Have you ever wondered why some people who believe in spiritual and supernatural healing get healed and others do not? Or, why the law of attraction seems to work for some and not for others? Have you ever pondered the fact that if God, creative consciousness, heals one person and not another, what that suggests about God? Is the creative spiritual source merely arbitrary and capricious? Have you ever entertained any of these questions? Well, many have. I know I have. What is the answer to these questions? Is it all merely a matter of chance? Or, is there something deeper at play? My answer is there is something far deeper at play. Over the last 2 years, I have been influenced in my thinking by Dr. Bernardo Kastrup and Dr. Donald Hoffman. Kastrup has a PhD in computer science, is knowledgeable in psychology, and is in his own right a philosopher. Hoffman is a cognitive scientist at the University of California at Irvine and is doing research into consciousness using evolutionary game theory. He has written a book entitled The Case Against Reality. Both believe that consciousness is foundational to reality and that the creative source of the universe is mentation. They agree in a lot of areas, and they have used similar metaphors to explain their idea of reality. Kastrup is promoting a philosophy he calls analytical idealism, which is a variation of the idealism of Plato but with a 21st century understanding of science. I will try to briefly explain his ideas first. He begins with the idea that we do not really see reality and instead see an interface that he likens to a dashboard of dials. Hoffman's metaphor is a virtual reality headset or a computer screen. Neither of the metaphors shows the underlying reality they represent. Both are designed to eliminate the overwhelming data in reality. Kastrup also sees each of us individual conscious agents, a phrase that Hoffman coined, as dissociative personalities of the one universal mind. He points out that there are documented cases of dissociative personalities within individuals where one personality is blind and the other has sight, and that the blind one actually cannot physically see because of a change in the brain. It should also be pointed out that some personalities are actually aware of the existence of the others. This enriches the metaphor. Hoffman has used evolutionary game theory to show that the chances that we see reality as it is are absolutely zero. He theorizes that there is a deeper reality than space-time, and he has springboarded off the work of physicist Nima Arkani-Hamed. He cites the 2022 Nobel Prize in Physics proving that the universe is not locally real. He and his students have written papers that have been peer-reviewed and published, so he is not completely fringe woo. His idea is that we are all conscious agents of the one supreme consciousness. As far as determining the purpose consciousness has in creation of us, he leans on Gödel's incompleteness theorem. It basically states that mathematics is infinite and there is no end to the exploration of it. He believes that the purpose for the material world and all other dimensions is consciousness exploring itself. As I said, I have been influenced by these two academics to a great degree over the last 2 years. However, my view is that science is not spiritual enough and spirituality is not scientific enough. I therefore will in turn springboard off these two theories of reality. I have concluded that consciousness is the foundational aspect of reality. I think it is synonymous with what we call spirituality. Creative consciousness and God are interchangeable terms. Consciousness has infinite and unlimited potential knowledge. However, in the realm of consciousness, thought and knowledge, there is no experience. Experience demands a dimensional reality. We then are God experiencing what it knows. The possibilities are infinite and endless. This brings us to good and evil, pain and pleasure, joy and sorrow, prosperity and poverty, and all possible examples of polarity. This is the reason that I see the Kybalion as so informative when it comes to the nature of this mental reality. It states that polarity is one of the 7 basic principles of Hermetic teaching. If Dr. Bernardo Kastrup is correct, and if we are each dissociative personalities of the one great mind, and if Dr. Donald Hoffman is right in this assessment of the purpose that consciousness is exploring limitless possibilities, then we each are individual conscious agents of the one great mind, and as it is without beginning and end, so are we eternal. If we are eternal, we never end. We merely change from one state to another and from one incarnation to another. As we do, we keep adding to the experience of creative consciousness, which I like to call the mind at large. We also have the opportunity to rest in the mind at large or the mind of the all. Here is where the questions mentioned at the beginning find their answer. Why do some experience miracles and others do not? The quick answer is choice. Before you get angry and shut this down, please hear me out. If we are divine, dissociative personalities of the creative source, we are eternal. Assuming the Hermetic principle of correspondence, as above so below and as below so above, we can know that within the one great mind at large, we can communicate. In an egalitarian fashion, each of us, individual souls or conscious agents, can choose what experience we will have next. Going further into Hermetics, if we look at the principle of polarity, we can and do experience pain and pleasure, joy and sorrow, and likewise all of the other polarities of potential experience. Both joy and sorrow, pain and pleasure are but seasonal. They all add to the experience of the one great mind at large, the creative source. We all grow because of these experiences, and it is toward love and peace, but the experience wouldn't be complete without experiencing hatred and unrest. Some people have chosen to be able to manipulate situations in miraculous fashion, and others have chosen for a specific incarnation to be locked out of the experience. It all washes out over various incarnations. It adds to the experiential knowledge of potential knowledge. It is in the mind at large that we individuals have free will. Sometimes we appear to have it in incarnations, and sometimes it appears that we are locked into fatalism. There are endless dimensions and possibilities. Not all of them are the same as this arena of dimensional space-time and matter. Not all experiences are material. The possibilities are truly ineffable. We are one and we are separate. This fulfills the Hermetic principle of polarity. All truths are but half-truths, and all paradoxes are resolved. This should motivate us to gain the absolute most out of every opportunity for experience. The main place to focus our attention is on the egalitarian aspect of this ongoing eternal process. We can also choose at any time to rest in the mind of the all. If you found this interesting, please like, subscribe, share, and comment. Thanks for watching.